everybody, this is Fiel and I am back with another review for you guys, and today's video review is going to be on another book that I have finished very lately. It is going to be a book review on this book right here, which if you guys have seen my bookshelf tour that I've done a couple months back in September or October, is one of the very first videos that I actually uploaded on this channel. And actually you might have seen this book on my bookshelf, and it is a book that I picked up sometime last year and I still haven't read it, and I decided, hey, I'm gonna go read it just because I should just read it. And this is the book by Jay Asher, which is 13 Reasons Why. I actually enjoyed his book that he did. Let me see if I can find it, okay? What a second, guys. Alright. He actually also co-wrote this book, The Future of Us, with Carolyn Mackler. And I really enjoyed this book. So I decided to pick this up after I read this book. But I didn't get a chance to read this. So, let me put this back. Alright. This is going to be a book review on 13 Reasons Why, like I said, by Jay Asher. It is a young adult novel, a very, very well written young adult novel. I think it's one of those books like Fault in Our Stars that you should read. Just digest inside your mind and in your mind and in your heart, and just digest it. Just ingest the stuff on this novel, and I think it's just one of those novels that everybody should read, not just teenagers, not just young adults, but also just read the book, because it is a book about suicide. And I think a lot of books talk about suicide, either really grotesquely portray it, or kind of glean over it and not really talk about it. And this is a book that is just all of these pages are about suicide. Specifically, teen suicide and what perpetuates a person to commit suicide. This book, I'm going to read a blurb in the back, just so you guys know. It says, you can't stop the future, you can't rewind the past. The only way to learn the secret is to press play. Clay Jensen doesn't want anything to do with the tapes that Hannah Baker has made. Hannah is dead. Her secrets should be buried with her. Then Hannah's voice tells Clay that his name is on these tapes, and that he is in some way responsible for her death. All throughout the night, Clay keeps on listening. He follows Hannah's recorded words throughout his small town, and what he discovers changes his life forever. So, pretty much, 13 Reasons Why is about Hannah Baker, who has committed suicide and has killed herself with an overdose of pills. And this is what transpires after. Hannah, before she died, had recorded a set of 13 recordings on cassette tapes, very old school, and she tells of the 13 reasons, which are actually the 13 people who are the reasons why she decided to kill herself, and how she declined into the state of actually wanting to commit suicide. And it is just all the people that she portrayed are people that I actually have encountered or have met when I was a teenager in high school. And as you guys know, if you are in that stage of your life or past that stage of your life, it's one of those times that psychologically you're very vulnerable and you're trying to find your identity, and it's also the worst and the most cruel time of your life if you're in the wrong side of the social circle. I myself wasn't one of those popular kids at all. I was a new immigrant to America and had probably a very noticeable Filipino accent, and just dressed weirdly, and I was a geek. I'm still a geek, but a nerd and a dork, and was good at school. So pretty much that's all the ingredients you need to be outcasted and not really be part of the popular kids, which I was fine. There was certain times that I was depressed and stuff, but I think like I went through it fine, and actually looking back now, I think I actually coped really well. And reading this book actually brought me back a lot to those times when You felt like nobody really understands you and life is just going so bad that it's never gonna improve. And I think the way Jay Asher has written 13 Reasons Why is a eye-opener for any teenager who is going through all these hardships, social misunderstandings, and just generally life in high school as a teenager that would actually drive someone to end their life. And I think it's also a good book for parents to read, for young adults to read, just to look back and, you know, keep themselves open to that teenager in their life, to be that source of comfort and be that person who says, everything's gonna be all right, you're gonna get past this, and high school doesn't define your whole life. Which actually, as Clay Jensen reads through all of the stories in the book, he realizes that he could have helped Hannah and not just be that casual bystander, which I thought is just the beautiful, mesmerizing part of this novel, because it really makes you think about, you know, what are those moments that you missed that you could actually have helped somebody and changed somebody's life, and, you know, pulled them and lend that saving hand from that desperation and that depression and that very dark downturn into, you know, a point that somebody might want to end their life. So I know I've been saying a lot about that in this review, and I'm trying to make this review a very serious review of this novel, because I think it's one of those books that need to be taken seriously. There's a lot of there's not that much of like humor in it, just because it tries to be very, very succinct and also on the point about the subject matter that it talks about. It is just beautifully written. It is a mystery story. We don't know the other people that Hannah's going to talk about in her tapes and what secrets she's going to reveal. It is a eulogy about Hannah's life and how it is a life of a person who is a wonderful person, the life that has been wasted because of certain people who have disregarded her and destroyed her life and her self-worth. And it is a celebration of the fact that there is certain things that we can do as human beings that would change other people's perspective, and how we treat a person in a given point in our life can actually have a snowball effect in their own life and might change that life for the better or for the worse. And it is just, it's a thrilling read to read. As somebody who is in their, for me, as somebody who is in their 20s, who has gone through that whole point in their lives. And for me, it was just very heartbreaking to read it, just because I felt that I think if I didn't have like the wonderful support of friends and family that I had, the support system that I had back then, I think it would be something that I would think about, that, you know, life's too hard, I can't go on. And I think, you know, it's a wonderful book to read, to just get that idea that as a person, you have something that you can do, and you should. Definitely a 5-star, 5 book, just because it's just a wonderful read. I think it's one of those books like Fault in Our Stars that draws young readers, young adult readers, to a certain topic, a certain idea that would actually change your life after reading it. And it's definitely one of those books. I actually do regret not, you know, just leaving it right here on my bookshelf and not actually taking the time to read it. I've been meaning to, and I'm so glad it's just this very beautiful, devastating read that I think I should have read earlier. So I regret that, but I'm so glad that I actually took the time to read it. And I would definitely recommend it to you guys. Do read it if you have not read this book. It will change your life and change someone else's life around you. So definitely go read this book. If you would like to read, if you'd like to see more video reviews from me, definitely click down below and subscribe. And also follow me on Twitter at Miss Manderly. If you'd like to follow my normal daily life, and also add me on Goodreads if you're on Goodreads, and definitely that book is on my Goodreads, and a little bit of a review on it, written review, short review. Follow me, and my Goodreads account is going to be down below. And that'll be it. I'll see you guys on the next review. Bye!